Hi everyone. All right, I need some water before I start this one. I really do. So let me I don't know why I feel like this is like a controversial conversation or topic, because what I'm going to discuss today, as you guys saw on the header, is how I overcame depression. And coming from a Hispanic family like I do, depression is all in your mind, right? It's like,
how can you have depression that doesn't exist?
And it's very much brushed away to the point that I naturally developed a self-defense mechanism, whatever you want to call it, to depression. Basically, it looked like this. I would say I'm not depressed. That's all in my mind, because that's what my parents would tell me. Well, guess what? When that depression decides to come in and hit you full force, it doesn't matter what you say to yourself, feel it. Like, you literally feel it. But you see how, like, okay, let me take a breath. By feeling it, you wake up. I would wake up and not feel anything. And I had so many things I was grateful for, or should be grateful for. That's one. Secondly, I had nothing to be sad about. And this brings on shame. Like I literally felt shame that I was feeling this way and didn't know how to snap out of it. Didn't matter how many happy songs I would sing, dance to. It didn't matter how many affirmations, because that is also another thing. It didn't matter how many books I read in the past about mindset. Nothing was working. Nothing was shaking off the feeling of feeling numb to everything that was happening in my life. I wasn't excited. I wasn't sad. I wasn't mad. I was just like blah, right? And I'm like, okay, my period is coming. Period who? I just had period. And literally a whole month went by and I'm like, something's up. Maybe it's my vitamins. Like, I never ever experienced depression more than like a few weeks. A whole month went by, a second month went by, third, fourth. Girl, I was on my 11th month and it was just getting worse and worse and worse. And it was affecting my career. And I'm in sales. So if I'm not selling, I'm not producing. Like, I don't get paid just to clock in, clock out. Like, I literally have to be out there selling. And it was not happening. I was numb to the point where I would just look at my phone and just start crying. And I wouldn't know why. And I would I didn't want to like write anything like a journal, because I didn't want to bring up those feelings, but it wasn't going away. And if you're anything like me, where you don't want to see a doctor, you don't want to take medication, you don't want to do that. Now, mind you, take this with a grain of salt, because I don't know who you are and what you just take it with a grain of salt. I don't like taking medication because I have a very close person of mine that did take medication, and I seen how that person changed, and then I seen how that person went back to themselves after stopping medication. So to me, I'm like, I don't trust it. I rather dog this out, or dog this out, if that's a thing. And I did, but it was a whole year. And this is what helped me. And like I said, not a doctor. I'm just giving you the tea on what helped me, and in the hopes that maybe it'll help you too. I started doing the things that I knew I had to do, even if I felt all of that pressure on my chest and sad, like all of those emotions that it's really hard to describe. Only the people who are dealing with depression understand, but can't really describe. I pushed myself to do it. I was literally my mom. Like, I was a mom to myself. If I didn't want to get out of bed, I started saying, no, girl, you're going to get out of bed. You're going to get out of bed. And I wasn't waking up early. I was literally waking up at 9, 10 in the morning. I was rolling out of bed, groggy, just kind of like, whatever, this is my life now. And one day I remember I was like, no. What would I said to myself, what would old Marvelli do? Like, why was she so happy? Like, I literally started, kind of like being jealous of the person I was before because I didn't see how good I had it when I was mentally okay. And that's how weird it got, right? So I started saying to myself, what would old Marvelli do? She would wake up early. Girl, I did not want to wake up early, but you know what? I did. I put on my alarm. I put that thing all the way into the bathroom so I don't just roll over and press snooze or stop. I would get up, go over there, and I even wrote myself a note on, like a sticky note. I would stick it on my phone and I would write a message to myself and I would say, please don't go back to bed. You'll thank me later. Write your gratefuls. And I was like, all right, got you. I got you, I'll do that. And I took one notebook and I said, I'm gonna write every day on this notebook until there's no more pages. And I still have that notebook. I should have got it for you guys. Still have that notebook, and every day I would put the date on there, and I would first start with 3 gratefuls, then I went to 5, and then I went to 10, and that was it. That was my minimum, 10 gratefuls. And my gratefuls started like this. I would be like, I'm so grateful. I'm so happy and grateful that I woke up early today. And then the second one would be like, I'm so happy and grateful I have hands so I can write my gratefuls. And then the third one would be like, I'm so happy and grateful I can breathe because I'm alive. Without oxygen, I wouldn't be able to breathe. I'm so happy and grateful I have 2 sons. I'm so happy and grateful I have an amazing husband. I'm so happy and grateful I have electricity. I'm so happy and grateful I have Wi-Fi. I'm so happy and grateful I have a computer. I'm so happy and grateful I can taste. Like literally everything. And I would just knock them out. And at first I'm like, what am I grateful for? Yeah, my kids. Yeah, my health. And then I started like, oh, wait a minute. Boom, 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 boom. Like I got better and better. Then I said, okay, what would old Marvelli do back in the day? She would read. Guys, for the whole 11 months, I stopped reading because I would sit there and I would read the page and I'm like, I wouldn't even be in tune with it. I wasn't present. I was literally all in my feels. It was so weird. I was all in my feels. And I said she would read and she would pay attention. She would write notes and she would highlight. And I said, you know what? I'm going to grab 1 book or 2 and I'm going to read them. And I'm not going to stop reading. Every day I'm going to read, just like I've been doing my gratefuls. I've been doing my gratefuls at this point, maybe 10 days straight. And I said, I'm going to go and get a book. And I did. And I started reading every day. I'm like, I was just read 1 page. Well, that 1 page turned into 3, turned into 5, and I was reading 10 pages a day. I knocked out that book maybe in a week and a half. And then I got the second book, knocked that book out in about 2 weeks. And I'll tell you the books and I'll link them below because they were amazing. One was The Mountain Is You. If you're ready to just like be real with yourself, read that one. The second one was, I'll link it on below, but that one, it was a little cheeky. I like cheeky books. And she was real and very spiritual. And those 2 books literally grabbed my head right out my ass. I was like, okay, boom, doing my gratefuls, I'm reading. What's the third step? What's the third step, guys? Exercise. I started exercising. Your girl started exercising in my house. You know, YouTube has so many workout videos and workout plans. I followed those and I was drenched, like ugly breathing at the end of my sessions. But guess what? After the end of my session, I felt so good. I was like, oh my God. I don't know, endorphins? Yeah, maybe, right? I'm not a scientist, but like, back then I was like, oh, I feel so good. I don't know why. But now I look back and I'm like, girl, you were high on endorphins. Like, duh, you felt good. Oh, you sometimes have to laugh at yourself. Okay, so from the top, I did my gratefuls. I started reading. I started working out. Then, because I was on TikTok a lot and Instagram Reels, I'm like, I'm gonna romanticize my whole life. Yeah, that's a thing. I'm gonna romanticize my life, and it's gonna start with the shower. Cause in the shower, I'm gonna put like, it's gonna be a vibe. So I went on YouTube, and yes, I paid like $25 so no ads could come on. Okay, so I went on YouTube. I put in there massage music soundtracks, and I would bump that in my shower, run the hot shower, and every time I would put soap on my body, I would say some affirmations and be like, I love you, you are strong, you are my home, my forever home. I treat you like the goddess you are. Like I would just lather myself up. And then I started developing like a night routine for my face, and I just started like romanticizing it, right? Even in the morning when I would put on my makeup, but definitely at night. Like that was my cherry on the top. Because in the morning, I would wake up early, do my gratefuls, read, work out, and then do like a nice shower. But at night, I was thanking myself for taking the steps. And I don't even know when it happened. I don't know when my depression said, you know what, girl, you got this. Like, we good. And depression left, but it left. And now I appreciate mental health so much more. And I know when I'm about to do my dipping, right? You guys know, you know when you're about to just start dipping. And then I start doing all the little things again. I force myself to do all the little things. And I say force because in the beginning, I didn't want none of that. I didn't want none of that. What I wanted was to grab my sheets and like wrap myself like a little burrito and just lay there like this and be like all in my thoughts and my feels. But the moment that I was like, no, I'll go write my gratefuls. I'll read one page. I'll, work out, even though I don't want to. Depression was like, girl, we'll see you later. We'll see you later. Oh yeah, I want to say this too. I went to the doctor. I did do that because I was like, maybe I'm just low on vitamins or not vitamins, but like hormone. Maybe I'm hitting that age. Maybe I'm tipping on that age and my estrogen levels dropped or my testosterone levels dropped, whatever. I went to go get a test and she was like, no, you're fine. She goes, you know what she told me? She said, from the symptoms that you're having, I would recommend a psychiatrist because those are the ones that prescribe you medication. And she said I would get on Zoloft. And I said, no, that's okay. I'm gonna try on my own. And if it gets to that point where I really can't take it anymore, I'll come back and I'll take the psychiatrist's name and information and make an appointment with her. And I never went back because, like I said before, it's just me and pills. We don't get along. But with that being said, if you do need them, there is no judgment here at all. If you want to go do that, that's a-okay. That's a-okay. But if you clicked on this video, it's 3 simple things. You just have to get yourself to it. And I drank a lot of water, okay? That too. You just have to get yourself into it. But if it's not working, if it's a lot worse, if you're having thoughts of that shouldn't be there, please guys, vent and go to a doctor. But if you're not to that level, then please guys, try this out. This is exactly what worked for me after being 11 months just depressed and not knowing why. This is what got me back. And I know it sounds so simple, but I promise you, like you're gonna start, if you start doing that, you're gonna start seeing like what a boss chick you are, because your gratefuls are gonna be a lot bigger than, oh, I'm so grateful for my family and for food. You're gonna be like, I'm so grateful for this dresser. It holds all my clothes. I'm so grateful for this window. I can see outside in the world and see the beautiful trees. I'm so grateful for my AC because it keeps me cold and it keeps me warm. Like you'll start literally being grateful for every aspect of your life, which then in turn gets your vibrations high. But that's another video for another time. I'm just saying, you're going to develop this muscle of being grateful that when hits the fan or goes down, you're gonna be like, no, I'm so grateful for this. Like you'll snap yourself out of it, even if you're not in a dipping moment of depression. That's all I want to say for this video. I can ramble on. I hope that I got my point across. I hope that this helped you in some way from all the videos on YouTube, because I would also go on YouTube and try to be like, how to get over depression. I hope that you guys I hope you implement it in any way possible. And if you do, I would so much appreciate you commenting, because that would mean so much. I wish I was able to watch a video and be like, I'm gonna do that, and it would take me out of what I was going through. One last thing I would say to you is give yourself grace. It's not going to happen in 24 hours. Just give yourself grace. And the last tip I would give you is keep your vibes high. Watch videos that are funny. Listen to your favorite music, even when you don't want to. Yes, I know dancing didn't really help me, but when you do something repeatedly that brings you happiness, I promise you, girl, you're gonna be okay. And I understand that right now you're in a sticky situation, you're not yourself, but trust the process. It's only making you stronger, and this too shall pass. Okay? All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.